Hi everyone, it's Nichol Spohr here today with a card featuring the Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month Club Kit dies for August 2019, the All Occasion Pennants. I've actually used this for one of my Small Die of the Month Club Kit projects as well. So today I'm going to show how I incorporated and used this with some past club kit dies from the July kits, the large die of the month and the small die of the month. We're going to be using the 3D Fun Time Cruiser set, the florals from that, and then we're going to use Besties Forever and use the cute little pets and do a little scene building. What I love about the All Occasion Pennants is that they work really great with lots of other dies you probably already have on hand. So I am heating up my Glimmer hot foil system here. I am using some of the Prism foil included in the Glimmer of the Month this month, which is probably one of my all-time favorite colors. I ran that through, as soon as it was heated up, I ran it through my Spellbinders Platinum die cutting machine. There was a little, not really over foiling, but it just didn't quite peel off in a couple places. I generally will just kind of use my finger and rub that away and it comes right off. But so pretty. Look at that prism effect. Absolutely one of my favorite colors of foil from Spellbinders. Now, my favorite thing about the Glimmer of the Month this month is that there's the coordinating pennant die, but it die cuts little holes there because you can actually die cut a piece that threads through there so that it's like a little pennant that you can actually have a little stake in, or a little pole in, I guess I want to say. Now, I did my die cutting off camera. Also some embossing. This is the Above the Clouds embossing folder from Fun Stamper's Journey. Here is that little strip that you can thread through your pennant. I've die cut this from some silver sparkle. This is actually the silver foil from the Sparkle Specialty Trio of paper from Fun Stamper's Journey. And I'm going to assemble that. Then I've got my Above the Clouds border. As I was mentioning, I actually embossed a 4 by 5¼ inch piece of Cool Pool cardstock, and I'm going to adhere that to a white top fold card base. I have die cut 2 borders of this grass from lemongrass cardstock. This is a grass border that's from that Besties Forever small die of the month from July 2019. Mixing and matching is one of my very favorite things to do. If you have followed my channel at all, you know that I will often mix older product with new. Granted, these are not super old products, but I really love showcasing and showing how you can continue to use products you may already have on hand with newer things. I'm a big advocate and fan of using things we already have with brand new to make them completely new and fun. Now I am building 3 little kittens here that I'm going to tuck into my 2 borders of grass, as well as I've got some floral stems. So all the florals are coming from that 3D Fun Time Cruiser set. We're not even using the bicycle from that set, we're using the florals. I love these because they really kind of have that look of wildflowers or whatever growing in a garden. And I thought the flowers would give me a nice pop of color since my kittens are all going to be in shades of white and gray. I think I'm using pretty much every color of gray somewhere on these cards that Fun Stamper's Journey makes. I've tucked one of my kittens there in place, and I'm going to immediately go ahead and tuck my little pennant here down. I want it to look like it's kind of staked there in the ground, sticking up. It's got that beautiful hello, and really you can add any sentiment to go along with this. The Besties Forever, the small die of the month for July 2019 that we're using here with our all occasion pennants. It can make both kitties and dogs, which I love. So no matter if you are a dog lover, a cat lover, or you like both, I think it's a fantastic addition to your die collection, especially if you love, you know, the truck dies from Spellbinders, or the January small die of the month included the awesome girl and boy builder paper doll kind of dies. You can add them with these. I will be linking to more videos at the end of this one where you can see some other ideas showcasing this Besties Forever small die of the month, as well as another video that showcases using one of these all occasion pennants in a completely different way. I'm going to continue to build my little scene here, just adding in the rest of my leaves and flowers. I'm using liquid glue to glue all of these down in place. I love the little fish bones there. I think that's so cute and clever. If you're using the dog version, there is a dog bone. You can probably see it there in my dies. I purposely left their faces for last. It's all the teeny tiny pieces. I'm actually going to go through, add dabs of glue for all of the eyes and noses at once. And then we'll go in with our crystal katana, pick up these little pieces and pop them down in place. It's my favorite way to kind of work with all of these little teeny tiny pieces, as well as using a pair of tweezers to kind of pick them up and add them right where I want them to go. The flowers do add a fantastic pop of color. We've got all those neutrals for the cats, the blue sky, green grass, and so little pops of pink, purple, orange, and yellow are just awesome. Here are all those little dabs of glue I was talking about. I just went through, added little bits of glue. I'll take then my crystal katana. Now I'm just going to pick up all my little nose pieces. So cute. And then all of the eyes. After I have all of my die cuts where I want them to go, one of my very favorite things to do always is to, especially with a solid black eye like this, is to go in with a white pen and add a little highlight. I like to add the highlights to not only the eyes, but the noses as well, as I feel like it adds just a really great touch. The other thing, I have all of these little circles left from die cutting the flowers. It die cuts actually the large and small flower and then the little flower centers. I've held on to those. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue in the center and add a contrasting color to each. All those little white highlights to the eyes, the noses, makes the face come to life. And then in addition to that, I'm going to take a black pen and just go in and add some little eyelashes to give even more character to our sweet little kittens. And I accidentally got the tip of this black pen in a little bit of the glue, and I thought maybe I could scrape it off, and I can't. I used the tip there of my Tool-in-One. Since that didn't work, I just kind of went over to a scrap piece of paper, made sure the tip of my pen was completely cleaned off, and then went back in and added in those eyelashes. Just adding a little highlight to the dish. Look at that shimmer and shine from the hello. My favorite thing to do is to add just a little small sentiment or phrase in addition to a larger one, whether it be die cut or in this case glimmered. So we're going to take a small sentiment from the Simon Says stamp Tiny Words stamp set and stamp the phrase "I treasure our friendship" using clear embossing ink, and then we'll heat emboss with white embossing powder. The white's really going to pop off of the background but not take away from the overall look and feel of our card design. So then we'll just pop that up, add our bright white embossing powder, and I'm trying to be pretty careful to keep that off my die cut so I'm not having to brush away a ton of extra embossing powder. You might notice I did use a powder tool there before I stamped this to help Hopefully keep the embossing powder mostly on what I've just stamped and not migrate elsewhere. But I did brush away any excess flakes with a dry paintbrush. I'm going to make sure my heat tool is nice and warm before taking it to my card. And then I want to take a dry rag, or you can even use your finger, and buff away any of that excess powder once the embossing is completely dry. Here is a look as well at my card using the Small Die of the Month Club kit called Pack It Up for August, where I used it with a backpack. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this card featuring the Glimmer of the Month for August 2019 All Occasion Pennants. The supplies I used to create my card are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos featuring Spellbinders Club kits that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.